My mother grew up in Nazi-occupied Austria. In 1939, she was 5 years old, marched all the school children to the train station because Adolf Hitler was touring the region. They were told to stand there and do the Sieg Heil with their hands straight up. The train was late for 2 hours. And if you dared drop your hand or try to support it, you were struck with a black rod. Now, I recall that story only because of something that happened in Lajitas Resort, owned by a billionaire in Dallas, where a food service worker was fired because they opposed the Trans-Pecos pipeline, the black rod. 4 days later, a lady who had been taking care of this billionaire's spread in another area, after working for years at damn near minimum wage, was also fired because she opposed the Trans-Pecos pipeline. 48 hours cease and desist. Some of you, I think, might be present who authored letters. Some of our bosses, some of us who opposed the Trans-Pecos pipeline, trying to bully them into firing us. The black rod. And I thought about your situation. And I wonder, late at night, when you can't sleep, in your heart of hearts, truly, if you realize, and you know deep down inside, this is a bad project. This is the last pristine area of Texas, even the nation. And I wonder how you would address that in your heart. Because I imagine you all feel like you're good men. What would your boss say when you came and said, "Hey boss, you know, it's pretty nice down here. In fact, it's pristine, and you know, maybe we don't need this pipeline. Maybe we can do something else. I mean, hell, after all, you got $7 billion. Maybe you should take a vacation, boss. Maybe you should do something innovative. Solar energy. Boss, we got 300 solar days down here. We could build a solar plant. And you know why oil and gas looks so good on paper? Because it's the liability side of the balance sheet. We don't have to account for all the methane and toluene and benzene and CO2 that goes up the stacks into the atmosphere. And that's why it looks good. But you know, boss, if we could put a number on that, well, hell, we'd probably be paying $25 a gallon for gasoline. And for the same amount of electricity with solar, maybe $5. Boss, you know, the fact is it's getting hotter. I was in London 2 weeks ago, and it was at 95 degrees in foggy London town. Alaska's on fire, boss. California. The
Mr. Glover, can I ask you to get on with your question,
Do
please?
not interrupt me.
It's over 3 minutes.
Sir, we've got quite a few other people.
I know you want to interrupt. I don't mean to make enemies out of you guys, but do not. I'm getting to the point, and I'll have a question for you soon. And your boss said, well, maybe you should go see the psychiatrist. Or maybe worse, maybe you'd get the black rod. And maybe you know that you need that money because most of you live in Dallas. Dallas is about money. And pristine areas may not matter to you. But I think in your heart of hearts, Profit over planet is not the way to go, and you know it. What I'm saying here tonight is that when your grandson asks you 30 years from now, how did you weigh in on this thing? Weren't there scientists? Didn't you read anything, Pops? So my question tonight is not what I ask, but what you ask yourself. Am I on the right side of this conflict? Because you're welcome to join us. It might be the best thing you ever did.
And next we've got Martha Lotta.
While she's coming up, I'd just like to say something that comes from the bottom of my heart. I'm a Christian, and I've worked for this company or some form of it for 34 years, and I'm still here because in that 34 years, I've never been asked to do something that I believe was wrong, and I don't know a lot of places I could go and say that. So I appreciate the company for that.